It comes to no one's surprise that the most profitable industry in the game is the industry about making games. Bars by my mixtape. What happens when said industry is like that one person at work or school that's cute and popular and knows they're cute and popular and starts thinking to themselves, whatever I got, you want. Well, corporate arrogance, or maybe weaponized corporate incompetence. I don't know, whatever one comes first. The real answer is all the above. You can't go wrong. And it's a shame because when you're an old head like myself, you hate to see that thing you grew up with, that hero or that sanctuary that you use to kind of get away from those hard days at school or just a hard day in general, or just a place to kind of get away from and recharge, turn into a villain. And you worry to yourself if whether or not this current generation is actually able to know what it's like to have a company that didn't used to do impromptu corporate female massages. Or I don't know, maybe make a game that just worked for the first time. Question. If you are watching this video and let's say you're in high school, right? Question for you. Do you believe that if a game doesn't come with microtransactions, the game probably isn't good? No shade at the current generation. It's a legitimate question. This is the environment that we're kind of in right now, so you're probably a product of your environment. So I just kind of want to get a gauge. But anyway, I digress. I say all of this to say, not to sound like an old head, but I'm about to sound like an old head. See, back in my day, our games was made with love. And it ain't looking good for y'all young bloods, okay? But then something wonderful happened. Beautiful godsend even. 2023. Hi, I'm Adam Bomb, and we're here, we're there, we're everywhere, but more importantly, we are live. First episode of a series I like to call Off the Dome, where I just share with y'all thoughts I have, coming off the dome. Those thoughts that keep you up at night. Remember, you clicked this video. And while you're thinking about those life choices, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so that our misery gets to have company on our little pity party play date. 2023, the year where our wallets got the workout of a lifetime, okay? For 1 year straight, okay? These gaming companies got their whole shit together, all right? And I just feel like, in the boardroom, just all the CEOs and board members kind of got together, doing what they usually do. Not a goddamn thing. And somebody probably thought to themselves, hey guys, y'all remember when we used to make video games? And then somebody else was in there like, we do make video games. And then that same guy was like, yeah, but when we used to make them and they were good. Banger, 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 banger. Dang it, our wallets were not prepared for them to remember how to make good video games again. Shoot, working our wallets out something ferocious, sweating out all of our cash, and we was the spotter. Spotting where all the cash was going. Being a gamer is realizing that your Steam library is more stocked than your refrigerator at any given moment. There's that misery again. And so, the end of the year came, and we thought, okay, take a break. Right?
Gotcha, bitch!
Banger, banger, banger. But these hits came on another soundtrack. What happened to the old guard? Oh.
No. Wait.
Yeah. See, the thing about a lot of these layoffs is that during the pandemic, game companies, really tech companies, did what they always try to do. Made all the money. But the thing is, though, these large corporations don't really see the long term whenever things go good for them. They thought that the temporary was going to be the norm and that we would never leave our homes. So they overhired, overprojected, and now we are the ones that are hurting. So you got people losing their jobs and their livelihoods, and games being canceled left and right. And game quality is still in question. But wait, what about those bangers? Oh yeah, those bangers were banging, but remember, these hits was coming from a more independent album from smaller game studios. Let's take Power World, made by Pocket Pair Studios. They're about only 50 people deep, and they ran off with the internet. And Helldivers 2, made by Arrowhead Studios, only have about 100 democratic leaders helping spread the greatness of democracy to the tyrannical all across the galaxy. And nobody can shut up about it. I won't shut up about it. It's a great game. And up until the point of this video, that is 2 indie bangers in 3 months. That's a lot for this gaming space. And so the interesting thing about a lot of this is that these games are either outright contending with their contemporaries, or indirectly or directly, or they're showing that to the big dogs, you can monetize your game and respect your players too. So this all led me to thinking that if 2023 was the year of getting back to good game making, can we say that 2024 is the year where the small companies are going to make its mark? The changing of the old guard to the new guard.
He said it! He said it!
I've always said that I like games from indie or small game studios because they tend to make their games around the principle of what do I find fun? While more often than not, big game companies tend to think about what will sell well. But the funny thing about it is, it's been proven before that if you focus on the former, the latter will happen. And so, when was this entire concept proven? Well, I think you see where I'm going with this. There's just been a point where fun isn't at the forefront of design anymore. Well, unless you're Nintendo. But y'all ain't safe, okay? I just haven't gotten to you yet. I know y'all employed, but y'all about to get this work. Now, as I was saying, let's look at some of my favorite games and apply a theory I've been thinking about. Let's look at Twisted Metal 2. And in one sentence, I want you to describe that game. You pick from one of many cars that is packed with more heat than a small militia driven by some messed up individuals, and you take that car and you blow up other cars that's packed with a lot of heat driven by other messed up individuals. Boom. Simple to the point, all right? You can already tell just from that thing alone that it is ripe with its own identity, okay, with its own bit of flavor, right? And to some degree, you can kind of feel like it can either be taken seriously or not so seriously, right? Now, here's my way to test and see if your game might be fun, all right? Describe that same game like you're a 5-year-old. Okay, you got these cars, and then the car goes boom, and then it goes boom. That's a 5-year-old. I have no kids. Okay, so I feel like if you can't do that, there might be a chance that you may not have fun in the game. Even though fun is subjective, there is a concept of if a child can describe a game, or if a child can describe something, chances are you're gonna have fun with the game. Because a kid is going to make whatever interests them sound amazing. Now I understand, fun is subjective. What someone finds fun, someone else may not, okay? Some people find, let's say, the Assassin's Creed series games a ton of fun. And some people find QuickBooks 2023 a load of joy, or TurboTax 1998. Sad but true. We can agree that there is a baseline of when we say fun, we have a bit of a childish idea of things. Now let's throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into this idea, right? Let's describe another classic. Let's describe Metal Gear Solid 2. All right, describe Metal Gear Solid 2 in one sentence.
Hold it!
Don't stop. You can't do it in stop typing. You cannot do it in one sentence. Okay, it's Metal Gear Solid. Speaking of typing, I can already hear the comment section now. Oh my God, it's another one of those YouTubers with an idea with a microphone saying some half-baked stuff. This is why dudes shouldn't have a microphone in a podcast. Okay, one, you're right. It's not a good look for men in podcasts right now. It's just not a good look. And for two, shut up. Let me go. Because just like I said with Twisted Metal, Metal Gear Solid 2 has its own identity. Then you might need maybe 4 sentences to describe it. And let's be honest, your 5-year-old might be a little lost in the sauce about what the heck is going on. You probably already moved on to another device. But there's some things about it you can't deny. Either one, there is no game out there that sounds like Metal Gear Solid 2 or the Metal Gear series in the first place. Or two, there is a game out there and you can't think that it wasn't inspired by the possibly coked up of Western espionage conspiracy theorist god from Japan. That is Hideo Kojima. So I'm assuming, actually no, I believe that to make this theory even stronger, you need to have at least 2 or 3 of these qualities in order for your game to be fun. Let's say it's the fun trifecta, right? You either, one, need to have your game be able to be described in few sentences, right? Or 2, your game could be described by a 5-year-old in 1 sentence. Or 3, your game needs to have an identity that is unique to itself, even if it was inspired by another game. I'm a man of examples, so to help drive my point home and to sound like an old head, let me try and look at it this way. One thing I really like about older music is that sounds were very distinct. Ludacris didn't sound like Eminem. Whitney Houston didn't sound like Patti LaBelle. And to kind of round off the categories, Aerosmith didn't sound like Guns N' Roses, didn't sound like Whitesnake. And why was that? It's because you needed that thing. All right, that thing that made someone want to listen to you. And if you didn't have that thing, well, let's just say you couldn't even see the DJ throw your tape into the trash, let alone see the DJ who was going to play your tape.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
So people had to get creative, stay hungry, make their identity. You know, they're marking the whole entire thing. Like, say, just like you would make a game about, I don't know, killer clown with a flaming head with a ice cream truck that's packing heat. Or maybe a game about a dragon runt that had to save his kind from a pissed off, the heck was Ripto?
Until I got high.
Or even a small insect knight that's silent and full of mystery, that's saving a kingdom for reasons he may not even know himself, but is just going through the motions. And that is what these indie devs got. And that's why I think that they're going to strike and strike hard this year, because the environment is perfect.
Do not think I have forgotten about you.
Alright, let's start with the first move that made the environment a lot easier for the up and coming to come up.
He's a comer.
Starting with, all of the companies, if you remember, kept buying up all of these third-party companies, right? So that made a lot of resources and money that was a lot harder to kind of get their hands on, a lot more accessible for anybody that is maybe a large studio that's needing a smaller team for a small project, or if you are, let's say, a smaller team and you need to get access to the, money makers, and movers and shakers. It was a lot easier for them to basically come up in the world. Move number 2 was all the firings and cancellations, and then you couple that with a lot of the games that just ain't it. Hey Nintendo, told you I was coming for you. Before I go any further, this for these specific people, I need you to know this now. I am a huge Nintendo fan. I love Nintendo. I mean, it's one of the main constructors of my childhood, right? Like, I love me some Splatoon, something ferocious. I'm pretty sure you saw the figurines in one of the scenes, okay? I love me some Nintendo. Just know that now, because I'm about to get into the end, all right? So, the people have spoken, all right? People have spoken, and now and people know that the big N ain't safe no more. All right. When I tell you that the people are fed up with incomplete and same Pokemon games, Pal World came in and gave us something so simple that Nintendo should have been done it. It's just the fact that Pal World made the Pals feel like an actual extension of the world, while Pokemon makes the Pokemon feel like it's a prop. We always wanted a Pokemon MMORPG game, at the very least. Or just stop making the Pokemon feel like a prop. Like, if you've played Pokemon Legend of Arceus, right? You understand that the Pokemon didn't start acting like Pokemon until you showed up. There were Pokemon that are naturally aggressive that was aggressive to other Pokemon. So then, why can't we get something that pushes that needle so hard? Then comes in Pal World. It's just that we've also grown up with Pokemon games where Pokemon animes, where you clearly see that the Pokemon are helping around the house. So it's just really irritating that a company, 50 people deep, right? Say what you will about it's a copy and paste game. What they gave us was what we always wanted Nintendo to do. And I know they know that we always wanted this. And they are far from incapable in doing it. Anyway, for all of its jank, every Pal World Pal feels more like an extension of the world, while Pokemon has never executed that, right? Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, one day I was playing the game, right? Cruising down the path in my 6'4", right? And in the background, I saw a bunch of numbers going up, I mean, I have a little bit of a savior complex in the game, all right? If it's Syndicate, all right, call me Captain Save a Lavander, all right, we out. We just about to go save all the pals in the world. So I go, and I'm like, all right, we about to get this thing going. And then come to find out, it's a bunch of dire wolves jumping another Palmon, right? I'm like, oh no, so I'm trying to get this thing going. It's like, you're not going to win today. So your boy was just too slow. And you definitely, I'm gonna tell you something, if you heard this drink from their perspective, it would sound like Dave Chappelle and the Samuel Jackson beer scheme.
They ate me! A fucking shark ate me!
But what made it even more wild from that point forward was Palmon was being eaten by the dire wolves after they were done. Again, Dave Chappelle skit. But gruesomeness aside, that's really what we wanted from a Pokemon game. Not the eating part. That is not necessarily what we all wanted, right? I would personally like a Pokemon game that has the, endemic life act more endemic, So there's that. But if they made a Pokemon game where that didn't happen, but they were aggressive to other Pokemon, sorry, but to other Pokemon, right? I always wanted that. We all always wanted that. However, the only thing I'm trying to get at is we would like to have the thing that is the namesake of the thing act more important in the thing. In other words, I would like for the Pokemon in Pokemon to act a lot like Pokemon. Because if anything, you think about it, Nintendo be having the same situation with the naming convention. Just because the name is on the title of the thing don't mean that that's the main character. Zelda. Just because it says Pokemon on the front, the Pokemon ain't the main focus. It's really you. Pokemon is just not even an extension of yourself. It's an item to be used. So again, I'd like to remind y'all that I'm a Nintendo fan. I love Splatoon, and I was really hoping that with the comings on of Foam Stars, that maybe Nintendo can get some competition with the what we call turf shooters. You know, I guess that's the terminology with a turf shooter, so that Nintendo can kind of get some competition because they have perfectly made themselves in a position where they literally have no competition. They aren't competing against PlayStation. They aren't competing against Xbox or PC. They're competing against themselves. So hopefully Foam Stars could kind of split the market so that Nintendo can start, the word isn't really innovating, but, you know, being a bit more hungry, you know, and stop getting away with some of the things that they're doing. For example, you don't know why not too big, but maybe give us a balance update that isn't once per season. Just saying, Nintendo. You can't have a PvP game and think that only one balance patch is really enough. It ain't that we have been okay with it. We just had to deal with it, but we still not okay with it. Okay? But again, this is Square Enix, and if it doesn't have the words Final and Fantasy in front of it, and if it ain't 14 or 16, then or 15 or 7, it ain't gonna be a good game. Just saying. But I still hold out hope. I am a hopeless optimistic, you know, but we just we gonna pray on it. We gonna pray on it. But look, all in all, these smaller studios are about to eat. They are about to hit and hit hard. That's all I'm saying. So just keep an eye out for the titles that you haven't really heard of, or the studio that just smacked the scene out of nowhere. And these young bugs might get quality gaming yet. Now I'm here for it. And I want that for them. I want that for us. But hey, look, I'm just saying some stuff off the dome, you know. Agree, disagree, put it in the comments, you know. Let's have a discussion. Keep it respectful, please. And thanks for watching. Peace.